I think it's very kind of all of you to identify your faith background, so I will too. I'm a devout Catholic, so you know my background. I have two questions. I have questions for each of you, but I'm going to narrow it down to just two. The direction this discussion's going is very interesting to me because it's become either or, science or faith. And from my background, it's both and. So it's fides et ratio. It's faith and reason. And Dr. Klein and all of you come from a long tradition of that, which is Copernicus, Da Vinci, Pascal, William of Ockham, Einstein. It's very interesting that all of you are saying that you're wondering whether you can be taken seriously either as Christians or as scientists because they're exclusive, those two fields. But for me and for my church, it isn't. And humorously, we either throw people out as heretics or we make them saints, like Aquinas, who reconstituted Aristotle, who wrote the Metaphysics and is like the father of biology, and then of course Copernicus, and also William of Ockham, who formed parsimony, which all of you know is a major tenet of science. So we have a long tradition of dealing with this question. So I guess I just want you, maybe each of you, to answer that. Why is that debate like that? I deal with that often here at National Geographic. If I'm a believer, obviously I can't believe in science. And if I believe in science, I work at a genetic anthropology project here, then I can't believe in God. And I am not afraid that God will be outdone by any of your work. Sorry to scare you. But nor do I look to you to prove the existence of God. That's not what I do. So I think I'll leave it at that, Ellen.
Okay. You guys want any order?
Well, I would just say that actually in Christian Catholic tradition, there are really three approaches, and I'll give my preference. You seem to be coming from more the Aquinas tradition, which is perhaps, I understand in order to believe. Tertullian, I'm going to end with the one I like. Tertullian said, I believe because it's absurd. And I like Augustine, who said, I believe in order to understand. So there's actually a debate within Catholic Christian tradition about the role of faith and reason. And the point I tried to make in terms of talking about the chariot wheels is you can't prove, you're right, your point is exactly right. You can't prove God by science, but that shouldn't matter. Another consideration that is worthy of study is that science did develop out of Judeo-Christian theological ideas and the idea of the creation being an ordered place. So
I would respond similarly, actually. There's different perspectives, even, I think, among your own faith tradition there. I think what happens is that issue of either or gets foisted upon us. It's not necessarily that we're trying to ourselves, say it's either this or that. In fact, Eric gives several perspectives in his own book. I would suggest that I would probably come close to agreeing with you. I think too often, though, philosophers or people that are into epistemology kind of like to make that division, and either science gives us the answer or faith gives the answer, but the two can't come together. I would like to suggest that from a reasoning point of view, science and the scientific method is one way of apprehending reality, but it's not the only way. And that there are ways of apprehending reality outside of the box of empiricism, and that may be where religion or faith can reside. It doesn't mean that it's not real, it's not reasonable, it doesn't exist, but it may not be subject to empirical analysis. So I don't like the either-or restriction either.